It's math time. Hey everybody, I just wanted to show you how to find the area of a triangular prism. A triangular prism is going to look like, this. If you were to look at a 3D shape of it, and I'm going to use this one to show you what the net will look like of a triangular prism here in just a minute. But let's start to break this down and see if we can actually find the individual lengths of all the sides. So if you notice on this one, it is going to have less sides than the rectangular prism that we previously worked with. So this one is going to have this triangular side here. There's one over here on the end. If you can see, I've tried to draw some dotted lines so you could see what it would look like on the opposite side if this was see-through. This is going to be one rectangular side that's holding it up. There's another one over here, and then there's also the base down below. So if I was going to show you what this would look like in a net, this is what it's going to look like, because this side here is going to fold down. This side here is going to fold down. This side here is going to fold down. This one's going to fold down, and the top's also going to fold down. And if you've noticed, I've labeled all of these because these two sides are going to be the same area. The bottom, the base of the prism is going to have one area, and then you're going to have the triangular end pieces that are also, each of these are going to be the same area. So you have 1, 2, 3 different areas that you're going to have to find on this one in order to correctly solve the area for the rectangular or triangular prism. So let's get to it. If we're looking at this right here, we're going to say A is going to be this outer piece and then this other outer piece up here. So if we say A, and we're going to do length times width, remember, on all of our rectangles, and we have 3 rectangles and we have 2 areas with the rectangles, so we're going to do length times width. On this first one, it's going to be 5 times this side here, and that side's going to be 3.5, because if this is 3.5, that also means this is 3.5. Okay, so we'll do 5 times 3.5. Bring our calculator in. On our calculator, we'll have 3.5 times 5. That's going to give us 17.5. And why don't we say that we're doing centimeters on this one? So that would have been 5 centimeters, and this one was 3.5 centimeters. So we'll have 17.5 centimeters squared. Now remember, there's 2 of these, because there's one on this side here. There's one on this side here, and there's one, so there's 2. So since there's 2, we either have to add 17.5 twice, or you have to multiply it. We can say 17.5 times 2. Okay, let's bring our calculator in real quick. We can do our 17.5 times 2. That's going to give you 35. So 35 centimeters squared is going to be our area. 35 centimeters squared is going to be our area for both A regions of our triangular prism. Now let's do our B, which is going to be this bottom piece. The length here is going to be the same. So this side also is going to be 5 because it's the base. So we'll do on region B, we're going to do 5 times. Now we're going to have a different width on this one, because if you notice, the base of the triangle is also going to be the width of this bottom rectangle. Okay, so our measurements are just going to be just a little bit different with this one. So our measurement is going to be 3, which is just easy, 15 centimeters squared, and we only have one of these. So this is going to be our area there. Okay, our last one, C, the end pieces here and down here. We're going to have to do base times height divided by 2, since we're now looking at triangles. Base times height divided by 2. All right, and how many of these pieces do we have? We have 1, we have 2. So when we get our answer here in a minute, we're going to have to multiply it times 2. Keep that in mind for just a minute, because I'm going to show you a shortcut just to help you out a little bit, maybe save you 30 seconds or so at the end. If we do base times height, if we look up here at the base and the height of our triangle, our base is 3. Our base is the same as our width on rectangle B, okay, or the region B. And then our height is going to be 4. There we go. So we had our 3 as our base, and then our height is going to be 4, because our height is from here to here. We're going to divide it by 2. So we're going to get 12 divided by 2, and that's going to give us 6 centimeters squared. Now, there's 2 of these, so we have to multiply it times 2. You're going to wind up with 12 centimeters squared. Now, that's what we just got here a second ago before we divided by 2. We are finding the area of a triangle, but since we have 2 of them, you can kind of skip this step. And I don't want to tell you to skip it all the time, but in this, because we have 2 of them, you're finding it and you divide it by 2 to get the 6. But then since we have 2, you have to go right back to the 12. If that's too confusing, just do this way. But if you can see what I'm talking about with the shortcut, you can eliminate this step here, and then you can just go, you can eliminate that step, which means you eliminate that. So you're just doing base times height to get this. Because really, when you put the 2 triangles together on this side and this side, you're going to have a rectangle where you could just do base times height, if you can see it that way.